in a perfect world, we would say they're the same. They are under the law. They're required to be treated the same. Obviously, we understand that there are nuances to all of that. And they are supposed to be treated the same as opposite sex adoptions and custody agreements.
It could just get a little more complicated.
It can get more
because
complicated.
sometimes,
Yeah.
like in your case, you have an extra party that's involved. In some of the cases I've had in the past where the child was conceived through traditional means, and there's now this man who contributed, but he's not involved as a father. He's not financially responsible for anything, but he still has rights to this child because he is the biological father. So we had to terminate that gentleman. So then the other mother could then adopt so that she could also be on the birth certificate and the whole thing. But because that other gentleman was not involved, didn't have anything to do with anything, it took us quite some time to find that individual and to explain to him, no, we're not trying to get you on the hook for anything. We're actually trying to get you out. Yeah, you can't ever be on the hook for anything. And sometimes there's just time, extra time involved to make those things happen. So I have found that in some of those cases, because of these extra complexities, that it takes a little longer. So patience is required.
Yeah, and I think don't be offended if that is your situation and we have to take that extra step, because we are doing our due diligence for you. We want to make sure it's done correctly. It's not that we don't personally believe that you are the mother of this child or the father of this child. That is absolutely not the case. We want to make sure that you are covered in your legal paperwork A to Z, and we just want it done correctly. So it's not in any means a reflection of our view on you as a parent.
No, we want to make sure that you're absolutely protected in the future. Yes. And I strongly encourage, individuals when they're in this situation, go ahead and take all the steps, early on in your relationship, right after a kiddo is born, so that you can make sure that each of you have the same legal rights and full legal rights to these kiddos and that kind of a thing. So that if, God forbid, down the road, something does go south and you have to move forward with a divorce or a separation, that component is already done.
Yeah. Or even a death. If you're not even getting divorced, if the parent who is the biological parent of the child dies, it could become a problem for you in the future too. So yes, definitely at the beginning, I recommend it even before the child is born if possible, or immediately after. Do it as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and that way you won't have to do that later in a much different environment. Yes, when you're doing it early on and everybody can be cooperative and everybody's on board with getting those things taken care of, much easier, much cheaper,
yes,
much faster, so that it's just done, and then you never have to worry about, if the what ifs later on, because it is heartbreaking to be able to explain to a mother who has been there since the day that child was born that because that child doesn't have any biological connection to them, that they're not really theirs in the eyes of the law. And so we got to do all these other things that's going to be very expensive, and that's the other parent's not cooperating with right now to make it so. So it's a hard conversation for attorneys to have from a mom perspective to a mom, very hard conversation. So those are extra steps that do need to be taken, preferably in the beginning. But if not, then we absolutely will move people through that so that we can make sure that they're protected so that they don't have to deal with it again in the future.